Obedience has become the basics of bringing up children, and that is the wrong basics. Intelligence, rebelliousness should be the basics. The child should say yes only when his intelligence says yes. Otherwise, he should say no. And his yes and his no has to be respected. He is a stranger from an unknown world, a visitor, a guest to your family. Behave with him as a friend, as a guest. He has every right to say no or yes, and you have to make it completely clear that whatever he says will be respected. Otherwise, we create yes sayers. That is the spiritual slavery. In offices, they are saying yes to the boss. In the home, they are saying yes to the wife. They have forgotten completely that the word no exists. And it's strange that no defines you, gives you a clear-cut personality. Yes dissolves you. One should first learn to say no. Your yes is meaningful only when you are also capable of saying no. If you are incapable of saying no, your yes is a robot yes. It is meaningless. Children should be treated with great respect. Other societies have done just the opposite. They have been teaching children to respect the parents, respect the elders, the grandparents. It was a continuous problem. For me, because in India, the families are joined. In my family, there were almost 60 people. Everybody was an elder, and there was a continual exercise to touch their feet. Finally, I said to my father, "Enough is enough. I don't see any point in it. I don't have any respect for these people. I don't see anything worth respecting in them. Why should I touch their feet?" I refused. My father said, "That is going to be a trouble." I said, "That is your problem. That is not my problem. I have solved my problem. I will certainly touch the feet of somebody whom I feel respect for, whom I feel some deep love for. But why should I go on doing this exercise to every person for whom I don't have any feeling?" But this is the way the children are being brought up. Respect the old people. Why? Just because they are old? Has only something respectable? And this is the same logic. Respect the people who are dead, because they are even older. Respect the people who have been dead for thousands of years, because nobody can beat them. You are making the living respect the dead. You are making the fresh The newly sprouting leaf respect the dead leaves, which have fallen on the ground, or are just going to fall down. In a right upbringing of children, children should be respected, because the old people are soon going to disappear, but children have a long life to live. And respect has an alchemical effect. If children are respected, the very respect will prevent them from doing many things. It goes against their respectability. It will make them do many things which they would not have ever cared to do. But now they are so much respected, they feel like being worthy of that respect. But right now the whole thing is upside down. The children need to be taken care of. They need your help, but they don't need to be made dependent on you. Your real help will be to make them independent. Your real help will be such that your help is no longer needed. They are strangers in the world. You can keep an eye on them so that they cannot fall into a ditch. But there is no need to enslave them just to save them from the ditch. If there are the only two alternatives, I prefer the ditch. At least by falling into the ditch, they will learn something. They will learn what ditches are. They will learn not to fall again into any other ditch, but slavery for their whole life, protection for their whole life, makes them incapable of learning. When you send them to school, a basic education should be given to all children. By basic education, I mean one international language to create one word, their mother tongue, the 3 R's: reading, arithmetic, writing. You can see it. People's handwriting is so ugly for the simple reason that nobody pays any attention to that writing. And writing is their signature. It shows their whole personality. Whether there is a rhythm, an art, their writing should be a painting, an art. This should be the basic education, and after the basic education, the teachers, psychoanalysts, psychologists should be continuously learning about the children and what are their potentials. Tests can be developed which can give more evidence that the person can become a great musician, or a painter, or a poet, or a scientist. Right now, the whole world is in a chaos. The painter is making shoes. The man who was meant to make shoes is painting. Naturally, if you see the painting, it looks crazy. It is no wonder. Everybody is somewhere where he is not supposed to be. It is such a mess. I am reminded of a great surgeon. He was the greatest surgeon in his country, very much respected, a Nobel Prize winner, and he was retiring. He was almost 75, but still no young man was capable of doing such artful surgical work as he was capable of. Even at the age of 75, his fingers were not trembling. He was a brain surgeon. In your small skull, there are 7 million nerves. You can think how small they will be, and when somebody is operating on the brain to remove some nerves, the danger is he may cut others' nerves, which are so close together, so the hand has not to shake at all. At that age of 75, he was still a perfect surgeon, and all the doctors and surgeons had given him a party because he was retiring. They were dancing, singing, but he was sitting in a corner, sad, with tears in his eyes. One of his old friends came by, and he said, "What is the matter? Everybody is so happy, and you are looking so sad. I even see tears in your eyes." He said, "Yes, there is a reason. In the first place, I wanted to become a dancer. I never wanted to become a surgeon. My parents forced me. Although I became the most famous surgeon, it's not my heart's desire. I would have been far happier just with a guitar on the streets as a beggar, a singer, a dancer. All this fame has meant nothing to me. All these awards have meant nothing to me. Each award has only reminded me of one thing, that I am losing my life, and I am not where I am supposed to be. And now my whole life is finished. These tears I am crying because why could I not rebel against my parents and just do whatever I wanted to do? The world is so miserable. 90% of its misery and anguish comes from the fact that everybody is doing somebody else's work. Naturally, he is not happy. He cannot put his whole soul into it. So, the parents should not decide where their children are going, in what direction. It should be decided by psychoanalysts, psychologists, teachers who have watched the children for 4 years during their basic education. The children should be given tests so everything is clear, where they will feel a fulfillment. Now parents decide for a better job. Their reasons for deciding are different. They are not deciding for the child and his potential. They are deciding for financial reason, for respectability. If he becomes a great engineer or a surgeon, he will have a good life, a comfortable life. He will have a respectable life. Their intention is not that, but the path to hell is paved with good intentions. The question is not their good intention. The question is what is hidden in the child that needs a flowering. And that is possible now. We can find out what is hidden in a child and let him move in that direction. Perhaps he may not have a very comfortable life, but he will have very contented life. And what is the comfort in comparison to contentment? Perhaps he may not become world famous, but who cares? How many people know him does not make any difference, but dancing or singing or painting, he will have a fulfillment of flowering. His life will be juicy. His aura will be of joy. This whole world can be a paradise. We just have to put everybody in his own place. Right now, everybody is in the wrong place. Nobody is happy. Nobody is blissful. Nobody is contented. And the whole responsibility is on how we start bringing up children.